Determine whether it converges or diverges, and if it converges, find its sum. So in each of these, we need to find the R value. Sometimes you can see the R value just by looking at it. Sometimes you might get stuck if the R value is tricky. Yeah. If you get stuck, you can always find the R value by taking any two terms and dividing them. So for example, I could take 8 and divide it by 32. Or I could take 2 and divide it by 8. Either way, if I simplify these, I notice, hey, I'm just dividing by 4 each time, so my R value is 1/4. It is between -1 and 1. So we can say it converges, and we are now allowed to use the infinity formula. So we can only use the infinity formula if the R value is between -1 and 1, if it is converging because they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And so we figure out our value. Our term 1 was 32 over 1 minus 1/4, which gives us 32 over 3/4. How do we divide by a fraction? We multiply by the reciprocal. And the exact answer is 128 over 3. As a decimal, what is that, 42.6 repeated? Do they have the answer at the bottom? Yes, they do. What about part B? We are dividing by 10 each time, and it's changing from positive to negative. Do you see that? So our R value is -1/10. Is it between -1 and 1? Yes. So we can, again, we can write it converges since R is between -1 and 1. Nice. And since it is between -1 and 1, we're allowed to use the formula. Term 1 now was 100 over 1 minus a -1/10. Subtracting a negative is adding. 1 plus 1/10 would be 11/10. Multiply by the reciprocal. Gives you 1,000 over 11. And now that I've taught you how to do 11ths and 99ths as decimal places, you might be able to convert this to say this works out perfectly to 90 and 10/11ths, maybe, which is the same as 90 and 90/99ths. So as a decimal, you would get 90.90 repeated. Of course, you could use your calculator to find that as well. But if you can find it with mental math, that's just like, as a math guy, that much nicer and cooler than having to use a calculator. Because as we have seen, sometimes calculators struggle. There is an answer to that. It's out there. There is a correct number to this. It's just struggling right now to find out what that is. Should we give it a break? No, just let it suffer? No, we should figure this. I just want to show you some other cool things about this site. Yeah. Some other cool things about this site. You can, for example, anything that's numeric in the world, when you search it, it comes up on here, right? Life expectancy in Canada. I just need to set a timer on my phone so I know when I'm going to die. That's morbid. A little bit. I'm going to live to 82.6 years. Okay? How about Sweden? 82 point, I'm going to move to Sweden when I retire, just so that I can live a little bit longer. You think it works that way? No? I think so. Right? Where do you think you're not going to live very long? We can. Right? The world is 72. You know, we can do it by country. Like, so it's just cool that this. Oh, it figured it out. I just went too quick. Look at this. Wow, I got to go to Monaco or Hong Kong. Really, really living it there. But not Chad or Central African Republic. Anything you want to search is on there. Very cool.